Creep 2. First came out 2014 and the second one this year, 2017. And these are found footage horror movies where there's a serial killer who puts on a Craigslist ad. And in the ad he says that he wants to hire a person to film him. So the first movie. He hires a guy to film him for a day, and he says that he has brain cancer and he has 2 to 3 months to live, and he's married, and they are expecting a child with the wife, and he wants to do this documentary of him for the unborn child to see. And they are in this cabin, and then they go take a walk in the woods to this spring. And the entire movie you can tell that this guy is creepy and something bad is going to happen. And if you are in the real life, you just might think that he's some kind of eccentric person, that he's not really a bad guy. He then tells a story about himself offline when they're not shooting, about how he raped his wife, and then the guy freaks out, the person who's filming him, and drugs him, and then while the guy is drugged and he falls asleep, his sister calls, and then the guy who films him, Aaron, he picks up the phone and talks to the sister, and the sister says, you need to get out of there. After the day is through, Aaron gets DVDs from Joseph, the guy he filmed, and they are somewhat disturbing if you got one of those in real life. And the police won't do anything because Aaron doesn't know who Joseph is, where he lives, he doesn't know his last name, nothing. So police can't help. And I think that this was a solid movie, which I would give 3 out of 5 stars, if not for the ending. And spoilers for the ending and why I only give this movie 2 out of 5 stars. Aaron goes out and meets Joseph in this lake, and he just sits there, and then Joseph comes behind him and hits him with an axe. You know, when somebody's behind you, if you don't hear them, usually you can sense them. So why did he never watch what is behind his back? Did he want to die or something like that? I don't know. He didn't seem suicidal or anything. But I think it was very unsatisfying ending to the movie, and dumb, to be honest. So that brought the film down. But I think it was a good film in that you could really think that this could happen to someone in real life. Now, the sequel. The movie starts with Joseph has now taken Aaron's name, so he goes by Aaron. And he has a friend, and this friend has gotten these DVDs, but he doesn't know who's sending them, and Aaron kills him, who was Joseph in the last movie. Then we got off to this woman who makes a web series of encounters where she goes and sees people who put personal ads on magazines and stuff like that, meets them and does stuff with them, and she notices the Craigslist ad, and he goes to Aaron, who right away basically tells her that he's a serial killer. And to be fair, if somebody would say that yeah, they are a serial killer, maybe you wouldn't believe them. And basically a lot of the same stuff as before. They are in a house, I guess, in this time, not a cabin, and they go to the woods. But now Aaron wants the woman Sarah to kill him instead of him killing her. I can't talk about the ending without spoiling it. I would give this movie 3 out of 5 stars. The ending, I'm not quite sure. I think it's a little bit better than the first one. And if you don't want spoilers, click off now. Aaron has dug a grave for both of them, him and Sarah, and then he starts to stab himself, and he wants Sarah to stab herself, and she starts running, and it's middle of the night and they have only the light of the camera, so I got the picture that it's quite big, the woods, so why she couldn't hide there somewhere, I don't know. She attacks him, but of course she gets her ass kicked basically. And it turns out that both of them survived. In the end we see that some time has passed and that Sarah has changed her look a little bit. At first she had purple hair, now she had darker hair, and Aaron is walking in a city following her, and then they are in a subway and Sarah notices him in the same subway and the movie ends. So I don't know if he would kill her or not, but I think it was stupid that earlier, after she was stabbed by Aaron and Aaron put her in the grave, she climbs out, sneaks behind him and hits him with a shovel. So she only hits one time. So I think it was the usual stupid Hollywood thing that she only hits once, and of course he survives. So that was a little bit stupid. But overall these are 2 pretty good horror movies. So if you are into horror movies, check them out. Anyway, thanks for watching and bye.